I'm in Grand Community, money day to pay. Ken cannot come out and tell you that I get money. Ken know how in the waka in waka. Apostle Ken know how in the waka in waka. Just be ready. There is some certain things he told me by the grace of God. They will still give you dates this week by God's mercy. They send dates for you, and all the NGO will come over to Abuja. You go jubilate. Money there to pay. Jennifer Isaac say money is there to pay. Now me tell you, let me correct that error. There is money to be paid. Be not deceived. So all those people where they come, they talk nonsense for mouth and say that they give you notes. Pack yourself one side, go to sit down one place.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer Isaac, for that confirmation. I just had to do a replay of one of the voice notes of Jennifer Isaac in time. That's one of the time she dropped that voice note that has to do with the screening process that was done last year, and her voice when it was still very, very loud. The emphasis is precisely about the fund availability in the system. You understand? There is enough massive fund to go around. That's what I just want to bring your understanding or orientation into. And following a comprehensive screening process that involved the rigorous checks and documentation reviews last year, the NGOs have finally confirmed that the funds that is to be allocated from UAAG are genuine, and they are sufficient to also meet the disbursement requirements. So there is nothing to worry about at all. In other words, there is massive fund availability. The organization called Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation has, without time, at different times repeatedly assured the stakeholders that the funds are ready and they are secure. So I don't know why some organs or some sections would begin to exhibit fear whether the fund can go around or there's even fund in the system. To begin with, there is a security of the fund, there is fund availability, and there is an evidence that has been communicated through official channels that is highlighting the NGO's readiness to meet the financial obligations of the UAG grant program. So I want everyone to sheath their sword, especially those that are objective of the fact that there's fund in the system. All right. So there is definitely funds in the system. And another thing I want you to understand is all the beneficiaries who underwent the stringent screening process last year to ensure the eligibility of disbursement are definitely going to be a part of this process. The completion of that process actually signifies that there are no further administrative hurdles that are going to be preventing disbursement as we speak. But take it or leave it, like it was announced to us a couple days ago that disbursement is scheduled for the 31st of December 2024. That timeline still subsists. That timeline has been consistently upheld within few days now in all official communications, and that demonstrates also that the NGO's commitment to fulfilling this promise is very sacrosanct. Like we said, that 31st of December is no shifting date. It is not the disbursement date for everyone. It is the disbursement date for the Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation. It has established, that organization itself has established a strong reputation for transparency and efficiency in over time managing grants within the country. So the leadership under the Apostle Ken Nwakama has reaffirmed his own dedication this time around to ensure that there is timely disbursement, and citing the organization's long-term vision of fostering economic empowerment, they have ensured that this time around it's not going to fail, that the disbursement of UAAG grant is not going to fail. So beneficiaries, including myself, like I often say, including myself, I'm also a stakeholder in this forum. We are all subscribers to this grant, so all beneficiaries are expected that their banking details are up to date. Well, it might look awkward to say that you are telling people that they should update their banking account. They can snap back at you and say, "Are you the one to remind them of how their banking system should be in operation?" But you see, there are times that you feel everybody is doing the right thing. You might be doing the right thing. Somebody else does not care. All he cares about is that there should be money. And it will shock you to know that by the time the money finally enters into account, some account will reject the money. It will bounce back despite repeated information, despite repeated warnings. These are classes of people, I tell you, that exist. To you, it is a very simple ordeal, very simple thing to walk through. But to certain other persons there, that is why human beings are in diversities. God created a lot of people with different attitudinal displays, with different sectional reactions to stuffs. So while to you it is very simple, just like we have classes of people that understand certain things very easily in the class, then you have certain other persons, you have to repeat the lecture over and over again. Even sometimes you have to take them out of the class separately and teach them differently from others, and pay a teacher to come to the house and teach them separately, because they are God's creatures. They are God's creatures, but the brain that they carry needs to be sharpened very well before they can be in operation. And yet, it is still God that created them. So you don't use the same measuring rod that you use for somebody and use the same for everybody else. That is why we keep repeating this time and time again, that your banking details should be up to date to avoid delay in your own disbursement. So there's an active communication of monitoring of events right now from the NGOs for also the last minute updates or requirements, so that we don't get to run helter-skelter while the disbursement is going on. It is been at this time, it is being said to us that every loose end should be tied up, because once the funds once it lands in the Sanctuary World Multipurpose Foundation account, the next thing is let it be disbursed to the NGOs, and then from there it gets to the beneficiaries. And the screening has been completed last year. It's all done and dusted. So if you are part of the screening process, your NGO is part of the screening process, there's no point you not receiving a lot by the time it is disbursed this time around. So I just want us to clarify this fact. It is a time for us to know that disbursement this time around is going to be effected, and you are going to be part of that process. So there is there's massive fund availability in the system, and this is in dollars. It's not even it's not in fiat currency. It's not in our naira currency. And you know what it is right now? The exchange rate is around 1,600 plus to a dollar right now. So it's something that is what, and this is in billions and trillions. So rejoice, because your fund will arrive. Few days from now, you will begin to smile. Few days from now, your story is changing face. And I believe the same thing with you. There is money in the system. There is money to pay. Forget about all the sycophants who says there are no money in the system or there's nothing to pay. You understand? There is fund in the system. Just make yourself available. Do the right thing at the right time so that you don't get to miss out when it is time to get paid. And I believe I'm going to see you shortly again on this particular channel. If you are new,
when we hear from the country director of each of them, that is hearing from the horse's mouth, there we can be able to believe that 31st is 31st. But as everything is going, honestly speaking, we are accepting with fear. As Igbo people used to say it, we are just accepting those things with fear, because we cannot confidently and come up and say, yes, this is 31st. This thing happened on 24th. Everybody was thinking that 24th something will happen. Because it did not come out for any of them, before you know it, here we are. They are now talking 31st, some even saying 25, and debunk it, whatever it is. Though our prayer is, let this 31st not be shifted again. Now, why can't the grant handlers, if we are really sure that yes, this thing is coming out on 31st, they're supposed to be bold enough, not some outside people talking about the money is with them, the money is with the government, this and that, it must surely come. Let them come out if they are confidently enough that yes, this thing is in our position now, we are going to do it on 31st, or depend on the agreement between them and the government. And another thing I want the masses to know is this. You see, all these people that are so fond of selling slots here and there, any little mistake, any little opportunity, they come up. Now, all those people that are coming up with this CBN slot, honestly speaking, we are going to mention you people one after the other. Enough is enough. How much is this thing we are talking about? And how much are you expecting to come to you? If you are sensible enough and responsible, even if now 1M come to you, you will make use of it. It is not how far, it is how well. Why are we duping ourselves here and there, scamming ourselves here and there without even having that conscience? Now CBN slot, dim me. They dim you. The next thing, you begin to tell the person how much you will pay. A lot of them have sought money to buy chicken and whatever before this 25. And now we don't pass 25, we are going to first. So people are now rushing, trying to advertise one nonsense thing or the other to make sure they collect money. All of you are collecting money individually, secretly, advertising what you are not really sure of. We did a lot, veterans and intervention. Apostle, whatever ambassador, whatever they call himself, he talks at length. Pascal Anyanwu talks at length. And none of them now can come up and tell us exactly what is going on. Now we are now centering on the same grant we've done. Gilbert, UAG, Supreme, St. Rita. Nobody is talking about intervention fund. Nobody is talking about veteran. Nobody is talking about buffer or whatever you call it. All sorts of them. Now you people have jumped into CBN slot. And please, our masses, it is time for us to begin to mention their name, record their name one after the other. We have to be calling their name out. We have to be calling them. They should not think that if this thing at the end fails, that they will go free. They will never go free. All what we are patiently waiting is let us see where it's going to end. By that time, I have the account number you gave me. I can trace you through the bank and know wherever you are. So it is not just like a business of other days, something like that nature. Whether we started this since 8 years ago, started it with 9 years ago, our eyes open. We can know how to trace you even without you giving me address wherever you're living. It is not a threat. It's something that is going to happen if this money couldn't come. So why can't all of you, the grant sellers, yes, the slot sellers, come down and let the ones we have done, let us see it. Do you know whether at the end of this day, do you know next day, do you know what will happen the following day? All of us just want to pack. Where are you going with this money? Without even thorough investigation to understand exactly these things you are selling, is it going to work? Why can't all of us speak in one voice? Call out the grant handlers to come and address us. They need to address us. As this thing has failed on 24, they need to address us for us to have that mind that yes, this 31st and first week of January, whether good, whether they like it or not, they give us assurance that yes, this grant is going to come out. And that alone can be able to give us a confidence we need. Nobody talks, nobody tells us what is going on, but any of them you call, just indirectly tell him or say, you need one slot. Even if that person see your flash, he will call you 10 times. But when you're asking questions, say, what is going on? They will not even answer you. They will off their phone. None of you should think that you are free. Every 10 kobo I give, I have the proof of my payment. And I will trace you to the end and make sure wherever you are, go. You must pay me back my money. So it is better for you, especially these slot, the coordinators of all the grants. It is better for you to begin to talk to whoever, the grant handlers, to come and address us. Let us know exactly what is going on. Masses are waiting 31st. May God never allow that 31st to pass. Masses also will have that small belief. So, okay, as you people are saying 10th, 5th or 10th of January, they will get patient too. But I want to let you people know that this grant of a 10 has ended this 2024. 2025 is recovery, action, whether you like it or not. You must pay what you have swallowed. So all these advertised different names that are in this grant community, which people subscribe, we are going to face it one by one. And everyone, all the coordinators that eat the money, your names will be mentioned. I think we are gathering these names in case. We are gathering the names. When we call your name, we call the kind of grant you are facilitating, or you are advertising, or you are coordinating. Then those people you eat their money, they will follow you. That is my word. Happy New Year in advance.